the decks are cantilevered out, and then they have the structural beaming right here. That's how it's got to be completely finished off. Not all of them have that. And then in between each building, there's 3 floors. There's decks that go all the way around the front because all the doors they have no walkways yet, really. Because the doors, the way they sit, I mean, all your steps are here, though. There's the steps there, and there's steps back there. So your iron is pretty much all on the job, which is a big, big charge. So your iron's already here. You have roughly 20% of your windows are here, but you still got 80% of windows. I don't know if I don't know if there's liens against this place or what's the deal.
I think we're more concerned about the construction aspect of it and to kind of determine what needs to be done and how much we need to spend to complete the project.
Well, from looking at it and walking around in the building, structurally it's sound. It's your framing is one of your biggest expenses, and it's done. It's pretty much done. I don't see. I mean, there's can lighting already started. There's fire sprinklers already started. There's sub panels already installed. You got your boxes already in, so they got permission to go ahead. I don't know if it was a correct and proceed. If it was a correct and proceed, there might be some issues they called out that need to be fixed. But I'm looking at it structurally. It looks like I'd say it's probably 90% done structurally.
90% done structurally.
Yeah, you still see these. You see these patios? They're all cantilevered out. That means they come straight out. Okay, in order to do that on multiple units, you're gonna have to see these beams up here.
Right.
They tie into. Not all of them have those beams. The beams are here.
Right.
They're just not installed, all of them. So that's
Gotcha.
another. We would need a framer to come in here and get all this stuff wrapped up so we can go on to the next phase. Because framers usually, most of my framers always install the windows. But I don't know how far with money's owed. I don't know. But as far as it aesthetically, I mean, seals and stuff like this, you can get away with the gray wood here. You just want to keep away from the gray wood on the exteriors and the structural integrity of it. But all your headers are all good. I mean, they use quiet board for the floors, quiet joists. I mean, it wasn't constructed cheaply, I'll tell you that much. Most of your strapping. My main concern on the framing though is, from the looks of me, the interior beaming they got in this thing, they probably didn't have to use the OSB for sheathing. So, I mean, it probably got passed with just that. You don't need it here. They probably have tons of it inside when you do drywall. Tons of it. I just need to see the plans. Not everything's built the same. But it's you got more decking that needs to be built on here. I mean, all around.
What do you think, ballpark estimate of cost to complete this project for 66 units? Actually, it's 55 units.
55?
Yeah.
At present with trying to get backdated permits and all that other shit.
Yeah.
Right now, you're probably looking at about $1 million.
$1 million bucks?
Yeah. But your turnaround in this area here, you're probably gonna be able to rent these studios out for probably over $1,000. These are nice studios. I mean, you don't have to worry about any fireplaces. You don't have to. There's a lot of things they did. I mean, it was smart how they built this thing, but my thing is you could probably bring the cost down by we need to get an inspector in here. We need to get a framer in here. And it needs to be walked, and it needs to have a compiled list. I mean,
The concern I have, they're supposed to tear this down in 2 weeks.
can't build it in 2 weeks, but yeah.
No, I know. But someone needs to move in there immediately and take over the project and go to the city and make sure that this is stopped.
Well, what I could do is I can make some calls today. Probably, honestly, with inspectors, it's a 3-day holiday.
Right.
They're like little kids today. I can
Sure.
say that right now. Nobody's going to get shit done. Tuesday, I can go ahead and start making my calls and see where we're at on this thing.
That'll be great.
We could start somebody in here. I mean, we could start somebody in here the next week, coming in here and starting clearing this. I mean, it's not code, but it's a good idea to come here and get all this trash and weeds and get
Sure.
everything organized where it needs to be because, I don't know if they just lock people out, but there's toolboxes, ladders, everything here. I mean, it's creepy, like they just plucked them out of here and that was it, you know. People have snuck up in here and stole their tools back because there's a couple of the lock boxes that have been tore apart, you know.
Gotcha.
But I don't see, the thing is that makes it, workable is the fact that thank God it wasn't wired yet. You know, you'll have to have security around the clock once it starts getting wired and plumbed because that copper will disappear like that. You'll have to have an on-site security from here on out.
Sure.
If he wants to put me down here as a superintendent, that's one thing. If not, if we got the other projects going, then we'll have to hire a superintendent down here, and he'll have to be here 8 to 10 hours a day.
Gotcha.
And that's what it's going to take to get it done.
Sure.
A lot of man hour, and that's why I'm saying about 1.5 to get it from here on out because.
$1 million or 1.5?
Yeah, I'm thinking 1.5 your worst case, but that's just the worst case. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to come anywhere near that, but I'm just saying if we come across something that's major,
Right.
because you can almost guarantee all the sheathing on the roof is going to have to come off and be redone, because that's the first thing that grays and goes bad. But if we can salvage, we salvage. But your scaffolding's already up. I don't know who owns it. I don't know, The thing is, if somebody's owed money and nobody would leave their scaffolding here, so I don't know who owns it. If you guys buy this place and you end up with the scaffolding, good for you. You guys got tons of it.
That's great.
And it's ready to rock and roll. But you see all the decks? These ones aren't even, there's some done. These ones aren't even done at all. And these decks need to be cantilevered out and then beamed all the way up. But your footings look good. I see no major stress cracks at all. I mean, I could sit down. If I had the blueprints right now, I can give you about within at least 20 or 30,000 what it's going to cost to finish it. Yep.
Sounds good.
If you can get me the set of blueprints on Tuesday,
we'll get it, man. Let's see what I could get. My only concern is how quickly the city wants to tear this down. I just want to get an accurate picture of that because we could use that as negotiation leverage on purchasing it as well, which is kind of important.
Yeah.
And then I'll see what I can do to get you the blueprints. If I get you that, that'll be wonderful.
I can get you within 20, 30 grand.
Okay.
Which is
Sounds great.
for a job, medium size like this, it's a pretty good margin.
Sounds great, Rick.
So, like I said, it's probably not going to come anywhere near. It might not even come near $1 million. I'm just giving you the worst case scenario that if we have to change out, let's say king studs on the windows, when you got a bottom floor, if it's a bottom floor, it's going to affect other floors. The one thing about triple deckers is more than just double deckers is the fact that it usually one affects the other. But all their strappings in up here, and the thing is, we can final each building at a time. We don't have to final the whole job at one time. We final each phase. Each building will be finaled at a different rate. So let's say you come in the one that's furthest done, I'd say probably around in this area. We final that, and then we work the next one, and we keep going. So, you're going to end up with buildings finished before the other buildings. It's not going to happen all in one shot, but if they see a bunch of workers here working on it and getting it rock and rolling, then, I'd like to have my framer come in here and give me an idea of what we can do as far as coming out of here.
How many homes have you worked on at a time?
The most I've ever done is 475.
475 in one shot?
One shot. Mm-hmm. Not all at the same time. The 475 going on at once. And I was filing, towards the end, I think I was filing 20 a week, somewhere in there. Yep.
Okay.
That's why I started smoking again, because now I'm getting back into this shit.